welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing Toronto Argonauts 41, Winnipeg Blue Bombers 24 in the 111th CFL Grey Cup. The Toronto Argonauts are your Grey Cup champions for 2024. They have won 2 out of 3, both against the Bombers. The Bombers just can't beat the Argos. They just can't. They just can't. This time, it was an ass-kicking. All basically in the fourth quarter of an ass-kicking. But it was an ass-kicking by the Argos. Last time, 2022, it was 1 point for the Argos. A 1-point win. This time, there was a rouge in this game, but... or a rouge that could have made it 1-point margin, but Argos pulled away. Points scored as follows. In the first quarter, to start off, a 13-yard field goal for Lirim Hajrullahu. Gets a field goal. The Argos drive on the first drive of theirs. A long way down the field, but they can't punch it in. But Hajrullahu gets a chip shot field goal. 3-0 Argos. Terry Wilson wears a number 3. Got a 3-yard touchdown run. Short yardage. Right on there. He makes his way into the end zone for the Bombers. 3-7. That's the way the first quarter would end. 3-7 to the Bombers. Second quarter, Sergio Castillo with a 20-yard field goal. Drills it home. 3-10. Hajrullahu, Lirim Hajrullahu, 36-yard field goal. 6-10. Drills it through, but he gets drilled. And his leg gets rolled on. He's got to walk it out, but he does score the field goal there, 6-10. He comes back out right at the end of the half. Another field goal for Hajrullahu, 45-yard field goal. He puts it home, 9-10. That's the way we go to the half. 9 for the Argos, 10 for the Bombers. 1-point difference, and in the CFL, you could change a game with 1 point because the Argos punt it at midfield. Haggerty punts the ball, puts it into the end zone. It doesn't get brought out by the Bombers. Kneeled down. 10-10. There you go. 10-10. Argos tie the game. They would never look back. The Bombers drop the ball on the punt. Argos recover in the red zone. Kevin Mattal, after that, gets a 17-yard touchdown catch. They fake the handoff, a shovel pass from Arbuckle to Mattal. 17-yard touchdown catch. He runs in all the way from there. 17-10. Argos have a 7-point lead. Sergio Castillo with a 40-yard field goal. 17-13. That's all third quarter. He starts the fourth. Sergio Castillo with a 23-yard field goal for the Bombers, 17-16. That's the closest the Bombers would get after the half. The Argos pull away. Dejan Brissett, a 17-yard touchdown catch. Just put through a perfect path, past a defender, just floats it through the keyhole. Arbuckle does. Brissett makes the catch, 24-16. Lirim Hajrullahu with a 14-yard field goal. Right there, another chip shot for Hajrullahu, 27-16. A Robert Priester pick 6. The second longest pick 6 in Grey Cup history, 61 yards. The longest was 65. Priester takes it 61 yards to make it 34-16. Kadeem Carey makes a 4-yard touchdown run for the Argos to ice the game. 41-16. Brady Oliveira finally gets his touchdown to do some scoreboard window dressing. 41-24. They go for 2. He gets it in. 41-24 for the Bombers, or against the Bombers. 41-24 for the Argos. If you were betting on a Oliveira touchdown, you got your touchdown. I'm sure his prize picks number was higher if they had it. I don't know. I'm sure. But if you bet on the plus 9.5 Argos win, you probably won big. If you bet the over, you probably won big. I probably should have bet the plus 9.5. I would have never bet the over. I didn't expect it to do this. I expected the Argos to not lose by 10. That's all I knew. I also would have put money on Oliveira touchdown for sure, but I did not. Also did not put money on a Steelers win. I should have done that too. Either way, final 41-24. The Toronto Argonauts win the Grey Cup by a romp over the 5 straight-time Western Division champions. The Bombers made 5. They've won 2, lost 3. Man, aren't they unlucky? Aren't they unlucky? Well, I don't know. They got their ass kicked this time. The past 2 times, they were close. A 1-point loss to the Argos, a 4-point loss to the Alouettes. This time, they got their ass kicked. Sometimes it doesn't end with a bang, but a whimper. And Oliveira's probably gone from the Bombers after this season. Wouldn't it be funny if he went to the Argos and pulled a Kevin Durant? I mean, seriously, give me Oliveira, Will Rogers, Makai Polk. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I feel like the Argos need one of those bowling ball running backs after AJ Ule left. I think, yeah, they need one, I think. And Brady Oliveira reminds me of Mike Allstott. He really does. So, that's a good thing. I think he is a very good player. I think he is the most outstanding player. I'm not saying of the season. I'm not saying he's trash because of one bad night. He did have some good runs, but he got shut down heavily by the Argos, which I was surprised. I won't lie. I thought Oliveira was going to run all over him. I really thought so, but they kind of, especially when Colaros got hurt, I was like, oh, you're just going to keep throwing the ball with him? And he busted his finger, has a glove on? You're just going to have him keep throwing the ball? He threw 2 picks. He threw 2. Which is where the second touchdown run came from. He actually threw 3, but 2 from the injury, 1 before. Right at the end of the second half was the first one. He threw 3 picks. That's not something he normally does, Colaros. And then he got hurt, busted his finger, and they kept rolling with him and telling him, hey, throw. Which you were down, so I get it. I get it. They were down of somewhat of their own making, for sure. But the first half he was throwing well. He put some air under that ball. And Arbuckle was throwing well too. He had a really good game for a backup. And he's the most outstanding player for a reason. He deserves it. But I don't think he should be the starter, personally, if they could get Will Rogers. Of course, they should fight for it, but I don't think he should be the outright starter. If he has to be a cult hero, he is. And no, Chad Kelly, they should pay him out. They should pay him his insurance, pay him the next year, but cut him. Don't ever bring him back. But this is the same situation. Chad Kelly was a cult hero for a while by winning a Grey Cup 2 years ago. And he had a really good season. But I still think Will Rogers is better. Especially for the CFL. The best air raid quarterback Mike Leach ever produced statistically. And it was his last one. I go for it. Air raid quarterbacks are perfect for the CFL. That's how this league works. And Will could put air under that ball. If you put Will Rogers in there, I guarantee you he might have done better today. If you could just swap him in there, he would have done better today. And I'm not going against Arbuckle. I'm just saying he's more suited for this type of game. But Arbuckle had a very good game. He put on for this team. I respect what he did. I have a whole lot of love for what he did. But if they could get Will Rogers, he's a cult hero around here. And I'm fine with that. But I'm telling you. Of course, you look to the state of Mississippi for another quarterback, but it's not Ole Miss. I know he plays in Washington now. I know. But he's from Brandon, Mississippi. He played for Mississippi State. It's Mississippi. Come on. I'm just saying, though. Arbuckle, though, he had an amazing game. But I would rather him be a cult hero. I think that's what he is. He's a cult hero. He finished out the East Final. He won the Grey Cup with an amazing performance but he's not a starter. Especially if you get Will. I don't want to see Chad Kelly back. I hate that he got hurt. But I don't want to see him back, frankly. To be fair. And Arbuckle's a good quarterback. Dukes is good. But I think they could still upgrade. They could still upgrade. And that's all I'm saying. Amazing performance by Arbuckle. I'm not hating. I'm just saying I think he's more of a cult hero now than should be the starter. This is the same exact situation after 2022. It didn't pan out the first time for Dinwiddie with Chad Kelly. Don't do it again, is what I'm saying. I think we can upgrade. Will Rogers is that upgrade. And hell, he played well under Jed Fish in Washington on his grad transfer year. He could fit in any system. He's a very good quarterback. Air raid guy. Fits the CFL. I still think we can upgrade. That's all I'm saying. But Arbuckle had a very good night. So, don't take that as hate. Because it's not. I'm just saying he had a very good night. He's a cult hero, but we can upgrade. Would it be good if he was still the backup? Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because we know he could come in and do something. Would Dukes be a fine backup if he doesn't want to stay that way? Sure. But I think this team can upgrade. And it's not Chad Kelly, is all I'm saying. Hell, they could upgrade on him too, frankly. But Arbuckle played a damn good game. He deserves the MOP, the most outstanding player. I'm not saying he doesn't. He does deserve it. Most outstanding Canadian. He's not, but I think both awards went to the right person. The Argos played a damn good game. They played a very good game. They dominated the Bombers, especially in the second half. But they always stayed in it, even if they weren't leading. They were a tough defense. I thought the Argos defense came up big tonight. I think the Bombers looked weak to a certain extent. I didn't expect them to look the way they did today. I expect them to look better. I expected Colaros to look better. I expected Oliveira to look better. I expected that team to look better. They didn't. This is probably their worst performance in the Grey Cup ever of the 5, or of the 5 straight. It was the worst. It was the worst. I was afraid of them in 22. I really was. Alouettes played a good game, but Bombers were there. They won 2 against the Ticats, so there you go. But for me, it's like this was a horrible performance by the Bombers. Like Arbuckle outdueled Colaros. That won't happen much more. That would not happen 100 times out of 100. Let me tell you, we got the lucky one. If you're an Argos fan, we got the lucky output. The one game where Arbuckle would outduel Colaros, truly outduel him, happened. I don't think that happens even 30 times out of 100, which is exactly why I said they could upgrade from both Arbuckle and Kelly. We got lucky. We got lucky, but he did outduel him. He did. Makai Polk, I thought, played a really good game. Even though he didn't have points scored, I thought he played really good at slot back. I thought Carey played well. McManus played well. Janarian Grant had some really good returns. The team played well overall, I think. Defense was strong. Offense was better than I expected with a backup. Like, this was a everything went right type of night. Even though it was an ass-kicking, everything went right for the Argos. Everything went wrong for the Bombers, to be fair. Everything went wrong for them. Everything went right for the Argos. It's that simple. If you really want to get down to it, if you really want to get down to brass tacks, I believe that this game went completely right for the Argos, completely wrong for the Bombers. It's that simple. And, you know, You Blew It Productions presents Blue Bombers. That's exactly what it is, because they blew it. Even if it did completely go wrong for them, they still blew it. You blew it, Productions. Blue Bombers. Nobody's going to get that reference unless they had an Intella voice. And you're like 60. Well, I have an Intella voice and I'm not 60, but... Well, I just get that reference because I love old games. But... Yeah. So, there you go. But... Argos, everything went right. And yes, I agree, player of the game is Arbuckle, even though I want him replaced with Will Rogers. He had a really good night tonight, but you don't press your luck. That's all I'm saying. He's a serviceable backup who had a really good night. He's a cult hero. That's all he is. I can't take this away from him, but I'm telling you, Chad Kelly sort of worked. Sort of. But it's more because his head wasn't screwed on straight than performance. Will Rogers is still a better quarterback than him, especially for the CFL. Argos got the win. I'm happy about it. Big win. They deserve it. They dominated the Bombers. Deserved win. If you like this video, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for a live watch along and review of USA, United States versus Jamaica, CONCACAF Nations League, quarterfinal leg 2. St. Louis, they're playing. I'll be here, though. So there you go. I'll see you tomorrow. Congratulations. Felicitacion to the Argos. Commiserations. Bombers. Blue Bombers. Commiserations. I will see you tomorrow. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you.